Did the opening stutter for you?
No.
Did it? Okay. I was listening to
internet thing.
Yeah, I was listening to last week's recording, and I felt like there was a lot of stutters in there, and I'm kind of worried my internet is not so great here.
Oh, huh. Well,
so I apologize to all of our listeners.
Okay. Well,
also, I do want to say, both our moms listen to the show, and we appreciate you. Love you, Mom. Definitely. Love you, Auntie. And I just want to go on record and piss a bunch of people off. My mom is shorter than your mom.
Wait a minute.
Nope. I'm saying things to piss people off.
I think she is. You're right. I've seen it. I've seen it. With my own eyes.
Uh-huh. And you know what else that we're seeing with our own two eyes is the Uncovering Anomalies podcast.
Yes, and our two ears.
And
we can't smell it yet. We can't smell it or taste it yet, but that'll be coming soon.
I can't wait for that 5D setting that will get set up.
Yeah. Can you imagine smelling and tasting it? Just having a complete experience.
Well, we cover UFO conspiracies, so I have to imagine it's very smelly.
Yes, like sulfur. What do people say always that smells like? Sulfide. Yeah, sulfur.
Yeah. Rotten eggs. Smells like rotten eggs.
I mean, Disney has great technology where it just sprays scents. So, you can have those things theoretically connected to a USB, and you can spray some scents, some certain times during the show.
Yeah, that's not that far off. I mean, I haven't been to Disneyland in I don't know how long, but when I used to go, they had that Star Wars ride.
Right.
Which they've replaced now. And the whole room would turn and shift, but it would spray air.
Yes.
To make you, to make you feel like you were getting blasted by something.
Exactly. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really not that far off.
No, it isn't. Not at all. Especially with the scents, because they have that one in Disneyland. What is it called? Soaring. You're like, it's like a giant movie theater that bends, like curves around you, and it's like you're flying and you go through different like parts of the world. Do you remember that one? Anyway,
no, but I mean, it sounds exactly like what I'm talking about. Plus, Vegas has the Sphere now.
Oh yeah, that thing's amazing.
Yeah, that thing looks really cool.
Yeah, never been. I haven't gone there
once. Huh?
I haven't gone there yet.
Well, you know what? We'll do a whole episode there. We'll record.
Go to Vegas, overlooking Area 51.
Next time they have a UFO thing there, we will be there, and we'll do a live episode. It'll be a lot of fun.
I'm sure they have those at least a couple times a year, right?
Yeah, you'd think so. I mean, they have to. That's such a missed opportunity if they don't.
I know. Yeah, Area 51 is right there. Roswell is not too far away, or is it? Wait.
Roswell, New Mexico. That's pretty far away.
Yeah. Probably easily 3 hours.
That's a solid day trip. Anyway, today is the 15th of September. We're recording on a Sunday.
That's right.
Did we ever pick a?
We did not.
We did not. Okay, so
no.
So today we're going back to our roots.
Yeah.
We're just
our baby updates.
Yeah,
but there's a lot to share.
I love it. I mean, we did like a 2.5 hour episode on the Japanese airline incident last week. Yeah. So you know what? Right. We're taking a little break.
Yeah, we're gonna. But for next week, I guess what we can do is one of our listeners did recommend an abduction case. I forget the name of it now, but we can do that one for next week.
All right. Yeah. No.
Do you remember the name?
No, but he also recommended, or I'm assuming it's a he. It might not be a he. Who knows? Rendlesham Forest, which we'll cover in detail at some point because that's a big case. That's the UK Area 51, equivalent.
Right. There's a lot to that one as well, right?
Oh yeah. There is a whole lot, and it's featuring people who work for the military and who, they can't talk about what they witnessed or what they experienced because, they're in the military. So it's a very fun case for sure.
It is, and I kept learning more and more about, I guess, as things came out. Like, it's really complicated, very long story.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
And like a layer of experiences, and lots of evidence. That's for sure. All right, so Matt Taibbi had Walter Kim on. So Walter Kim did one of the really big interviews with Grush last year. I forget the magazine what it was called, but he interviewed Grush, I think, for over a few days. So he learned to trust him, learned who he was. So Matt Taibbi basically asked this guy, he's like, it's a short clip, but basically he asked him, all right, so who's the one controlling the file, right? The UFO file. So, and this is the answer, according to Grush. This clip actually was deleted in one of the ones you sent me, and the first one I shared. So, but thankfully we found it on another account, but for some reason they deleted it.
Yeah, huge surprise there.
I know, right? Reddit. Two of the ones you sent me from Reddit, and one of the ones I saw from Reddit were deleted.
Oh, yeah. Great. Love Reddit. Great website.
Know. Thanks,
Reddit. Definitely not a website that's used for misinformation and deleting anything that is real.
So many things are deleted from there.
Yeah, God, it sucks.
So I guess anyone who hears this, well, many of you probably won't be surprised by the answer. By Grush.
I talked to a high-level UFO whistleblower last year, and I said to him, who among all the people in society is keeping this secret? Who sits atop the pyramid of classified information about UFOs? And I thought he was going to say something strange, like the Grand Mason of the Scottish Rite Lodge, or Prince Charles, or the Mossad. But he said, Dick Cheney.
I can tell you is that these are people who...
So Dick Cheney, again, not surprised if you've read something as a book called Exempt from Disclosure. He's in there as one of the guys that knows, and is on and completely read in, like doesn't know just little things. He knows the entire picture.
And we all know that Dick Cheney, the pantheon of truth, that guy.
Yeah, he was probably the most influential and powerful vice president. As we know, he probably ran the government when George W. Bush was in charge. Yeah, W. 9/11 happened under his watch. Iraq War, Afghanistan, like the whole war on terror is a Cheney and Rumsfeld thing.
And correct me if I'm wrong, didn't he shoot a guy?
Oh yeah, right in the face with a shotgun.
Right in the face.
Yeah, completely right in the face.
Oh man. But he apologized, so it's okay.
And I think he's on his third or fourth heart. Like, no joke.
I don't understand. This is why people question if God exists, because Dick Cheney is still alive somehow.
Yeah.
And there are so many people out there who deserve to live more than he does.
but hey, heart.
If you've got money and influence, you get to keep living and keep fucking shit up.
The guy just won't die.
You won't die.
He's just one of the most evil men on the planet.
It's him. Who was the guy with Vietnam? What the hell is his name? And the Iran hostages.
Yeah.
What the hell?
So wait, who? A CIA? You mean?
He's a pundit for Fox News. What the hell is his name?
Oh,
I'll think.
Okay. Sorry.
I'll think of it. You go ahead and play this clip.
All right. So this is also part of the same clip. Ross Coulthard did say something similar.
Whom I know are directly involved as legacy program gatekeepers. One of them sat on the National Security Council with Dick Cheney in his White House years. It's very, very interesting to see the people who are now being revealed to me as the people involved in, frankly, this cover-up. And yes, they are going to be named. They are going to be revealed. There is going to be an unveiling of who these people are.
Like it matters. If it's people like Dick Cheney and those type of neocons, like they care. They've already spent trillions of dollars on forever wars.
Oh yeah,
they complete lies.
They don't give a damn.
No,
they've proven that time and time again, and yet somehow Not somehow. They just keep getting power over and over and over again.
Right. Yeah. This is a good post because, it goes, due to the abuse of Atomic Energy Act classification, a president allegedly cannot declassify UAP files unilaterally. Instead, the exec must seek approval from a panel of unelected officials in the DoD, CIA, and DOE, who recent reports suggest may take orders from Dick Cheney. And here's something that got dug up by Richard Geldrich and other people. It came up from Stanton Friedman. So Stanton Friedman was the one who
Right.
leaked this, and then they found this.
And MJ12 documents are super fun. I'm convinced it's real, but there's no hard proof. But what's hard proof nowadays? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of corroboration with MJ12 from many different sources, and that's what makes them highly likely to be real. Maybe not the documents, maybe not all the documents that are out, but a certain amount of them have been shown to be real. So this is a document that shows MJ12 linked to the Atomic Energy Act. This is from Alan Dulles. So it just shows, even if we pass the UAP Disclosure Act, the president cannot just disclose this information. It has to go through a panel.
Yeah, this is kind of what this is the crux of what this show is truly about. I mean, no matter who comes forward and says this and that about UFOs or secret governments. I mean, these are the people who are truly in charge, who get to decide what is real and what's not. And by that, I just mean what gets released to the public.
Right.
MJ12, I doubt that's their name anymore. We actually talked about it on the show. They've changed their name since then.
What is the latest one? Zodiac or something, but we're not going to know what it is anyway.
Right. We're not going to know what it is, but they're the ones that get to call the shots about UFOs. And, it seems to be that Eisenhower gave them, power. Unfortunately, as much as I love Eisenhower, it seems like he was the one that made that decision to put them in power. And there's, documents like this that go to prove it.
Exactly. And then he got scared. He created a monster, and before he left, he gave us a warning, which is strange.
Yeah, 100%.
It's like, holy what did I do?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's one of those things where someone in power is put into a position where you have to do this thing, or everything's going to end. And then, of course, they do the thing, only to realize that, oh shoot, they were lying to me, and this is not
exactly.
This is not the end of everything. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, in this letter signed by Alan Dulles, here's something crazy. He writes, the remaining cases, CIA conducted 3 reviews of the situation, utilizing all available information, and concluded that 80% of the sighting reports investigated by the Air Force's Project Blue Book were explainable and posed no immediate threat to national security. The remaining cases have been classified for security reasons and are under review, while the possibility remains that true UFO cases are of non-terrestrial origin. U.S. intelligence is of the opinion that they do not constitute a physical threat to national defense. For reasons of security, I cannot divulge pertinent data on some of the more sensitive aspects of MJ12 activities, which have been deemed properly classified under 1954 Atomic Energy Act. So it is.
This is why people like Adam and I don't like government overreach. They get to decide what is and isn't in public interest. You know what I mean?
And does that make sense? They're saying that they do not constitute a physical threat. So, but then why don't they tell us?
Exactly.
What the hell's going on? Yeah. But
a bunch. It's just, it's just like, when the government calls something an assault rifle, but they have no true definition of what that is.
Yeah.
They just get to say, oh, this gun is scary looking. It's an assault rifle.
It's scary looking. Yeah, exactly. It takes more than one bullet.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with UFOs, as we're seeing over and over and over again. Hey, this thing, it flies in the sky and we don't know how to explain it. Oh, national security, we can't talk about it.
He was one of the guys that was in Kissinger. Look at, I know the terrible picture.
I'm sorry, that picture is
It
great.
looks like something out of Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah,
Master.
he looks like a slug who's wearing a skin suit, a human skin suit.
Well, I'm not going to feel bad for Kissinger. Very, very. Oh, he's done very evil things in his day.
Yeah, I don't give two shits about Kissinger. He can Kissinger my ass.
Ha, nice one.
Hey.
Hey. So wait, what's this? 1951. I appreciate your letter and look forward to seeing you. Is he talking about UFOs here? I suggest no. I don't see it. Whatever. All right. So it's a good link to the Atomic Energy Act, and we need to look at these things so we find what the core problem is, because it doesn't matter what laws you pass unless you change this act. Nothing's changing, because
Right.
UFOs and that stuff is within that act.
And this is probably what Elizondo is running up against, this kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Now they allowed him to disclose Roswell, right? That's in his book. He's been going on shows, mainstream media, other interviews talking about Roswell, that it was real. It was a real crash of NHI.
Yeah.
So that's nuts to see. Strieber is on I guess he's got a new book out, right?
Yeah, I think so. Whitley Strieber, of course, he wrote help me out here, cuz.
Communion.
Thank you. Blanking on the name. Another really good book.
Yeah, it is.
It's on my, well, I used to have a bookshelf. Now it's a book, a book cabinet, let's say.
All right.
But yeah, no, I mean, this is great.
Did you listen to the whole interview? It's a long one.
Yeah, he had a whole interview with what's his name?
Danny Jones.
Yeah, and this is just a small clip from it.
All right, let's listen. Good points here.
There's a dialogue that goes on. It's not like channeling. It's much more direct than that. It's very direct. And during interviews, it will be working most of the time. And sometimes it'll turn off in the middle of an interview, which...
Turn off?
Mm-hmm, yeah. Then it's like my mind becomes much smaller. It's what it feels like is your mind gets very large. You have a very large, complex, and all kinds of things are available to your memory that aren't normally there. And then when it turns off, you're back to being your normal self.
Can you see it behind your ear?
Feel it, yeah.
You can feel it.
Yeah, it's right here, yeah.
Have you ever had a doctor look at it?
Absolutely. I've got an MRI scan of it. In fact, I'll send it to you on my phone. I mean, a CT scan of it.
Is it online? We can look at it.
Let me.
You don't have to show it right now. You can send it to us after, and we can look at it.
Yeah. I'll give it to you afterwards. I can just send it to you. It's right here. I have it.
And what does it look like on the
little white dot, because it's metal, and on the CT scan it looks like a round white dot.
What the hell?
You want to see it now?
Yeah, sure. Let me see it. Yeah, I'd love to see it.
This is, being connected to this doesn't mean I love them. I'm their friend. It does mean that I don't know exactly who I am connected to, but whoever I am connected to, let me see if I can find it easily.
And what made you decide to leave it in your ear? And
my wife,
your wife,
my wife, at the beginning, when I realized the next morning, I'll tell you the whole story on the air, I think.
Oh, well, we're rolling. We're up.
Oh, we're up now?
We're not live, but we're recording it.
Yeah. After the day after it was put in, I felt it. And I could feel it back in there. It hurt. And, I knew something had happened the night before. I remember it vividly. I remember every detail. But, let me, oh, here it is. Good. Take a look.
Okay.
You can see it. That's the left side. That's reversed on a CT scan. See that little white dot on the left side?
Yeah.
That's the implant.
And what did your doctors or whoever did the MRI say about it?
The CT scan.
CT scan.
That CT scan was done by someone in the CIA.
What?
Who wanted it very badly to be taken out, but I wouldn't let him. Yeah.
How did you get a CT scan done?
I love how Danny is really like skeptical, and throughout the interview he does that to him, where he just says stuff. He's like, "What?" Because he's trying to keep him up.
I think we played that clip last week of Straber getting his implant looked at, but also, as we discussed last week, don't ever remove the implant because the aliens hate that.
Right, exactly. They get upset, right? And then,
they get really upset.
They
We also talked about it. We also talked about it during our the one in San Diego, the mass abduction.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's what that came up, that research. So yeah, the whole interview is great though. Was that towards the end? They were talking about Roswell, and Danny believes, because there's only one person talking about this though, and has a book out about it, that Roswell was Stalin, and he hoaxed the government. He put like children in some craft and crashed it in New Mexico. So he kind of believes that. And Whitley's like, no, I know for sure it's not that.
There's a lot of theories about Roswell. That's, I think, one of the funniest ones is that, Russians, either, took deformed children,
right?
They created deformed children, basically put them in a metal thing and threw them over the Mexican California border to create the UFO,
craze or psyop or
craze. Yeah, I mean, it's just.
I know the lengths people go to, but then they say, "Well, you're saying a species from another planet." No, we're saying non-human intelligence. We're not saying it could be. I'm not saying it's from anywhere. Something was definitely blown up in the skies.
Yeah. Very fun story though.
Yeah. Now there's Matthew Pines. Have you heard of Matthew Pines?
The name rings a bell. That's it.
All right, so he was on this podcast called Mr. Obnoxious, and this Matthew Pines guy is really knowledgeable about UFOs and UAPs. Really knowledgeable. This is a great podcast. Listen to the whole thing. Now he only got interested though in 2017, but you can tell he's very like when he researches everything. Wait, what is he? He is a contractor. He's a government contractor. National Security Fellow. So he's a director of intelligence at Sentinel-1 and a National Security Fellow at Bitcoin Policy Institute. Anyway, so I just queued it up here for the secret departments, like how the secret is kept, or SAPs, and he goes into that, but he goes through a lot of other things. But this is a fun listen, just to see like how intricate this, I guess, what would you call it, a labyrinth is of black budget projects.
Awesome.
I mean, yeah.
Governance and strategy work within secret departments. Who has oversight over these departments?
So in our system, we have an executive branch and we have a legislative branch. Everyone in the executive branch respects, at least in theory, chain of command, right? That if someone is more senior, orders you, especially in a military chain of command, you have to do what they say. Within architectures of secrecy, though, just because someone outranks you doesn't mean they can just order you to tell them information, right? So that's an important restriction on the basic principle of like my boss tells me something and I have to tell them what they ask for, because access and need to know is governed by the program managers for those programs, especially special access programs, right? That's really what we're talking about here, and those are tightly sealed compartments, right? And so getting access to those essentially requires a determination, sometimes by a committee of folks that are responsible for managing what's called like the bigot list, right? Literally the names of people that are cleared to be read into this program. That's like maintained over potentially decades if they're long running programs, and it's like you get your name added to that list, like that's indelible. But getting your name added to the list isn't just a function of asking for it. You actually have to have the need to know, and the existing managers of the program have to validate that access. Within the legislative branch, obviously we have committees of jurisdiction, armed services committees, intelligence committees, oversight committees that are responsible for making sure that the programs that they're authorizing and that they're funding are doing what they want them to do. And that's, of course, like, they're limited in terms of their budgets, their staff, right, to actually dig into these, billion-dollar programs with thousands of different people and many different contractors and try to get a sense in real time of what's actually happening. They ask for briefings, they ask for government accountability, audits. So there's different levers they can use to sort of try to get questions answered and to investigate allegations of impropriety. The UAP story kind of came out of that version of that sort of oversight mechanism where individuals that were tasked by Congress in the sort of the early stages of their interest in this, they stood up this task force, sort of interagency task force called the Unidentified Anomalous Phenomenon Task Force that was under the auspices of the naval sort of intelligence, and they went around essentially asking their colleagues, right, like, Congress is interested in these subjects. Do you have any UAP related information or programs? And so David Grush was a member of that task force. Carl Nell was a member of that task force. It was led by a guy named Jay Stratton, and they did their job. They did their investigation. Congress was like, hey, we've had people telling us that apparently there are some UAP related programs that we have not been briefed into. We want you to look into this. And that's where David Grush went around and found a number of people that were working on these programs and gave him information, gave him materials, gave him very detailed program information. And so he, in the course of that, realized that there was impropriety, right? That there were programs doing things that were not authorized by their original charter, at least to his investigation. So he reported that through the official channels, kind of whistleblower channels, first in the Defense Department, the Office of the Inspector General, and then he was retaliated against as a result of providing that testimony, and then.
How was he retaliated against?
So he had a number of his accesses were basically cut off. Basically, his clearance to do his job was removed.
But there's no whistleblower protection against that.
Where has Grush gone? I mean, yes, we heard about that interview right before this, but he hasn't been around lately.
Yeah, I know. I was wondering the same thing. Haven't heard anything about him recently.
Maybe he's allowing Louise to do his book tour.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Yeah.
Well, he did mention Stratton. We will also show that Stratton has a book coming out. Apparently, Stratton was the one who was in charge of.
We covered that last week. Elizondo versus Stratton.
Right.
So it'll be really interesting to see what Stratton has to say.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. Also, Tom DeLonge was on Project Unity, which was released last week as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a good one. The beginning has the bulk of what we want to hear anyway. Everything else is not that new that he went through. I mean, there are some things in there, but our listeners can go into detail and listen to the interview. It's really good. Did you listen to this one? It was on the phone. Yeah, it was on the phone. It seems like he was in the studio or something, and he just gave Jay his time for this. It's just 30 minutes. All right, let's see.
It's weird. Like, I felt like I was chosen to do something. Like, I was probably programmed by aliens to do it. And then I go, what am I doing? Am I doing it? They want this to happen. Maybe this is bad. And I actually, with my partner, Jim, from the agency, I would talk to him all the time. And we would actually have these conversations like, are we doing the right thing? Are we doing what we're programmed to do? So it's funny, but the story of what it took to achieve all that is pretty profound, and some paranormal aspects to it as well. And it's wild. And I'm trying to get permission to tell that story, but I do need to get permission to do that. But I do think that's going to happen at some point. But there's a lot to it, and I think I was just ballsy enough, the one who's ballsy enough, and had some type of a platform to put it together. But really, the team, I mean, what would it have been without, if I didn't have all these guys from the government? It was just me, I mean, that happened actually. Like, I had all these government guys before them that were like silent, and unnamed, and everyone thought I was fucking crazy. And I remember going, I'm not crazy, but I get it, but yeah, boy, did we accomplish a lot. I mean, it's like a real thing now, like people are like, well, I guess it's real. We actually pushed it over that boundary, just that boundary. And then now, like, the cat's out of the bag. I mean, all the senators and everybody know, like, they know it's been hidden from them and they're pissed. There's like a war going on in the government right now, between the people that are like mad that they should have been like, they should have known what was going on and they should have been in charge, to this other group of people that are like, you don't have what it takes to understand what the fuck's going on, and this is more important than knowing, so it's pretty wild what's happening. I think, yeah, I mean, I've heard of the human mutilation stuff too. I mean, it's not like I can prove it, but those legends are definitely out there. We all know about the cattle ones. That stuff's way more easily proved. They've been studied a lot more. But there's a lot of things that are really disturbing in the sense of where they're playing with our consciousness, whether they're taking it out of us, using it for different purposes, or or some other reason. I don't know. There's also all the hybrid stuff going on. We hear all those stories and all those reports. There's genetic material taken from people, the implants in people, taking implants out all the times people die. What are those implants doing? Are they there as an antenna, so you can find somebody, a marker, or are they there to help you hear voices and do what they want you to do? Or are they something else? There's also scary things in the sense of where, people are starting religions and cults after UFO experiences. They're starting to move the directions of certain groups into chaos. And so you kind of look at the world as a whole and kind of go, why is there so much chaos all the time? Well, maybe.
Now, Tom DeLonge, obviously, we know he's not a fan of benevolent aliens. He thinks that's completely all manipulative. And this, he reiterates, he says that the secrecy is there to keep it secret from the others, not from us. He's saying that's why. But I mean, he kind of contradicts himself, because if they can read minds, right, and know what people are thinking, then how would a cover up or a security setup like the one we have keep them out of it if they can just go into people's minds?
I think Tom DeLonge is I don't want to say useful idiot. That seems rude. But I think he's been put into a position where the government can the people who are actually in charge, MJ12, like we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
He's been given information. Like we actually talked about this last week. I think it was Elizondo said that, or no, you know what? It was, what's the interviewer? That guy's name. We did his AMA on Reddit. We covered his AMA on Reddit last week.
Oh, Coulthard.
Yeah. He said when asked about Tom DeLonge, he said essentially, I think he dodged the question. He said Tom DeLonge's been fed genuine information.
Yes, he did say that.
Yeah, and so I think Tom DeLonge is being used as a disinfo agent, whether he knows it or not.
Yeah, and also because he said it from the beginning. I remember even 5 or 6 years ago when he first started. One of his pitches was to the generals. He would tell them, like, listen, I understand why you guys kept this secret. Now let's try to not spin this, but at least tell the American people that you had your reasons, and that, so they're not going to be pissed off with you. But we need to disclose this. That was the whole thing. Like, you're not going to get in trouble. We'll give you guys immunity. We understand the reasons, that kind of stuff. And I'm for that. Even though they've murdered people and killed people, just freaking disclose it.
Right.
Every day, every week.
Quit treating us like babies.
God.
Now, one more thing I do want to say is that I'm a huge Blink-182 fan. Been listening to them since I was in high school. I am always shocked by his speaking voice. It doesn't sound anything like you would expect.
Yeah, right. I know exactly what you mean. There's a lot of singers like that. It's like, he does have a funny speaking voice, though.
Oh, hey, on that note, kind of, did you hear Linkin Park got a new lead singer?
I did. I saw the headline. I did not click on it. Is she good?
She is a crazy Scientologist.
No way.
Yeah, way.
Okay. Well, at least, okay. Does she at least sound good?
I don't know. I listened to one song. I was at work. We were talking about it. We listened to one of their songs. I mean, you can't replace.
No,
God,
Chester.
You can't replace Chester.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought she sounded okay.
Okay.
You know, it's just
Yeah.
hard. It's just, impossible to replace Chester. You
No,
know?
but yeah, you cannot. That scream, there's nothing like that scream.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what made him so successful.
But I mean,
too
the whole news behind it is she's a Scientologist.
Interesting. Is she high level or just
She must be. She got a lead singer gig
True.
from Linkin Park.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that's entry level Scientology.
Right material, exactly. All right, so moving on, Tom DeLonge's done some good work, right? He's pushed this. Even though they've used him or whatever, and he says in this interview that he's surrounded himself with different people, like from the CIA, from naval intelligence, from different agencies. So yeah, but he was saying he wants to get a better picture that way. The people with him were put off, right? Elizondo was part of To the Stars. Put off. I think Eric Davis was part of that too. So he had the right people there. It's
kind of. I mean, this is the thing. This is where, I'm looking at it 50-50. I mean, yeah, all those people you just mentioned are really good for the UFO disclosure movement. But at the same time, you cannot use people who are in or of the CIA or of the government, to push the truth, because their job is to push not the truth.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Engineering. Like, there's no evidence. No one's given us any evidence.
Right. Exactly.
Just narratives and stories. And to continue with that, we have Donald Trump's ex-national security advisor on UFO reports. Inexplicable.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Who is it? This guy.
Herbert Raymond McMaster.
Yes.
McMaster. Former National Security Advisor Herbert Raymond McMaster, who served under Donald Trump, has weighed in on unidentified flying objects, calling some phenomena inexplicable.
Yeah.
McMaster made the remarks on Friday during an episode of Real Time with Bill Maher, after the host asked about the existence of extraterrestrial life on Earth. And in quotes, years ago, when there were UFO sightings, it was some farmer in the middle of nowhere. Now it's Navy personnel, Mayer said. Mayer added that if aliens existed, the president would have to be informed when entering office. Trump was president, this is in quotes, he would have blabbed it by now, he said, before asking McMaster, what do you think? And McMaster responded, there are things that cannot be explained. I don't know what the explanation is for those unexplainable things, but I will say that there are phenomena that have been witnessed by multiple people that are just inexplicable by any kind of science available to us.
Interesting, huh? I mean,
it doesn't really tell us
anything
we don't know already. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like, wow. Thanks, dude.
It's like former President Aide comes out and says the sky is blue. Can this be proven? Like, it's just one of those things where, was that fairness meter?
Yeah. It wants me to click on if it's fair.
Oh, is this
if it's right or left kind of thing? Newsweek is committed to journalism that's factual and fair. Hold us accountable.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought that was an actual rating at the end. I was like,
no, it's asking us to actually. I'd say it was fair.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair. He's not doing anything. He's not saying anything that's right or left. He's just saying what he knows.
And wants my email, probably.
Oh God! Oh. All right, move on to the next thing.
Well, this is the clip. It's 16 seconds long.
Too long.
That's all we have.
Skip it.
I mean, there are things you can't explain. I mean, there are things that cannot be explained.
Wow.
And so I don't know what the explanation is for those unexplainable things.
Oh.
But I will say that there are phenomena that have been witnessed by multiple people that are just inexplicable by any kind of the science available to us.
Well,
I mean,
any like church could tell you that's what's going on too.
And yet Arrow will tell us there's been no there's been nothing can be unexplained.
Look at you. Did you know this was coming up?
Yeah.
I mean,
no,
I was like perfect. So this is Greenwald. You should read this.
All right. So the DoD continues its cover-up of Arrow's operations and what our tax dollars are going towards within this effort. They will neither confirm nor deny records exist when it comes to Arrow's communications with attorney Daniel Sheehan, Mr. Greathair, because if they did it, in quotes, would reveal a connection or interest in the matters relating to records compiled for law enforcement purposes.
Oh man.
This is just the latest in a long saga I've written and talked about for about a year and a half, wherein most of Arrow's documents, files, investigations, transcripts, etc., are hidden under this exemption, not just those connected to an attorney. I have lost numerous appeals fighting this, and for more than 15 plus months now, the Pentagon refuses to give me an explanation justifying it. I have followed up well into the double digits of times, all to mostly be met by deaf ears. Other FOIA requesters like Jeremy McGowan and others are experiencing the same thing. This is a cover-up and a complete disregard for the true spirit of hashtag FOIA. What is it that they want to hide so bad from the people who funded it all in the first place? Very, very good question.
Just infuriating. So they're basically having.
But this is why Coulthard said, "Don't bother with FOIAs. Don't bother with going through government government channels. Don't bother with Arrow. Yeah, it's a waste of time." He said their heart's not in it. I think it's the opposite. Their heart is against it. They don't want to
completely. Yeah, absolutely. They want to keep this going forever because it's made them trillions and trillions of dollars, and God knows how much more advanced. So, to them, this truth embargo has been just ridiculously profitable, and I don't know what the word is for gathering power, but whatever that word is,
empowering.
Yes. So, and I guess entrenched too. That's it. You're entrenched, and you can't get rid of them anymore because you need them.
But this goes all the way back to Majestic 12. This is what we're talking about.
It's the same thing. Yeah.
There is a group of people, whether they're a part of the government officially or unofficially, where they get to make all of the choices, when it comes to UFO stuff.
What's so sad is that Arrow, in its mission, talks about transparency to the American people.
Oh my God.
But now all Arrow cases, all of them, because they are investigating something, then it's blanketed by law enforcement and then not subjected to FOIA. Unbelievable, huh?
No, it's totally believable. Obama ran on he wanted a transparent government. Obviously, that's not the case. How many people did he bomb in the Middle East?
I think he droned more than Bush did.
Yeah. And was that transparent? Did we know about that? Did we get to vote on that? Of course not.
He even killed an American citizen.
But it's okay. It's it's all about.
I think he was the first one to do that. By the way,
keeping the country safe, keeping our citizens safe by bombing women and children and hospitals and schools weddings in the Middle East.
Yeah, terrorists. They're all terrorists.
Yeah, Jesus
Christ.
Our fucking government, man.
I know. I was listening to this really cool channel on YouTube. I'll send it to you. He goes, and they're half hour, sometimes an hour, but he does a really good job at historical things. And yeah, so even back then, we were doing stuff what the Israelis are doing now. It was the same thing, but we were just doing it in Iraq and other countries. Yeah, they were pretty bad. I mean, it's Vietnam, Korea, Cambodia. I mean, it's been nonstop.
The U.S. as a whole is good. Our government, just pure evil. Pure evil.
Yeah, I mean, that power can be yielded to do so much good in the world, but instead it's wielded to do so much.
Evil. And it's so shitty too, because if I go outside and meet my new neighbors, I'd shake their hand, we'd have a good conversation. But our government, for whatever reason, seems hell bent on just destroying everything.
Just
that is
war.
not. Yeah.
Yeah, no peace.
Never. Of course
Yeah.
not.
No, peace is not an option because it's not profitable. Although it could be, but it's profitable for everyone. When war is profitable for just a tiny few, and
Yep.
peace is profitable for everyone.
That's all it comes down to, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the funnel just gets to focus into one area.
All right. So what's this?
This is, we've covered this before, but there's new information in this interview. This is Tim Gallaudet. We know him from the show. Also, he's a retired rear admiral. He's interested in UFOs, and he talks about it all the time. In this interview, apparently they sent someone to an area to check it out. He didn't leak the area, but so there's some new information here. This is on the Chris Leto show.
And of course, I just want to find an explanation for it, but it does cause one to speculate. Is that evidence of undersea UAP interaction with the seafloor, or a location for undersea infrastructure where these things go? And so that's what my friend Victor Vescovo is his name. He's a world famous undersea explorer. He's been diving in all the deepest trenches of the world, and is a human occupied submersible that he built, and he also acquired the ship to do it. And he spent $50 million of his own money to go mapping and exploring all around the world's oceans. And so at the time I knew him, I had an agreement signed with him when I was at NOAA for him to map and explore the oceans and share his data with us. And Victor, as we stayed in touch, told me he was going to do some checkout data collection of a new sonar system he put on his ship. And when I heard about it, it was off SoCal, and we were hearing all this news about SoCal UAP. I said, hey, if you really want to do a underwater expedition like none other, I got some coordinates for you. And I explained to him why, and he didn't laugh or not answer me. He said, send me the coordinates. And he did. And he went and mapped that to a higher resolution than we had before, but he wasn't able to get video on it. And that's what we really wanted. And so now that's the next step, is getting a remotely operated vehicle from a ship, tethered to a ship, and really getting some video on the feature and where it was taken from, and we'll see what we find.
Okay, can you tell us where it is?
No,
I'm just kidding. Is it secret? Are you keeping this secret information? I assumed it would be secret.
I'm keeping the coordinates close because I've been approached by a producer from Netflix, and he may be funding an expedition to go dive on it, and I basically don't want anybody to beat me out on it. But I can tell you, it's in the Southern California bight, in between Catalina Island and Long Beach.
Okay.
We have a very good area we could see this from if we wanted to go.
Let's go. We should go.
All right.
Let's rent a scuba or rent a submarine and go check it out. And
like GTA. We'll just
we'll go get scuba gear too. I love. The thing is, most people know this about me. I don't like the ocean. I think it's gross. It freaks me out. There's too many things with too many legs that live in there. But I love like underwater, like the Bimini Stones or Atlantis.
Yeah.
I mean, I love stuff like that. I it's truly so interesting to me.
I mean, so much was covered up by water too, right? It's easy to cover it up.
Yeah, totally. I mean, and they found that, all that stuff off the coast of Japan where it was clearly carved.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
That's
stuff
cool.
like that. I don't know. I find it fascinating.
We watched Jaws actually last night.
Oh yeah. How'd that go?
After I'm like, wow, I can't believe I was scared of this. Like, it's silly.
Yeah.
I was watching it.
You want to hear something truly embarrassing?
What?
I've never seen any of the Jaws movies.
Oh, because I was gonna ask, is that like the source of you not liking the ocean?
No, I don't have a good answer. It's just
It's creatures.
Yeah, they got like crabs. They got those eyes that stick out. They're ocean spiders, people. And people eat them. I don't like seafood either, by the way.
Man, I think after you, this is why I don't like shrimp anymore.
I apologize.
Like, I was completely fine with shrimp and lobster, and I'm like, it's gross.
Shrimp are absolutely disgusting.
Definitely your fault.
Yeah. I'm sorry for making you feel that way, but I'm not sorry because shrimp are They're bottom feeders.
They are
eat
bottom
food,
feeders. Yeah. Yeah.
and they've got way too many legs.
Oh man. Well, when I used to scuba dive, I loved shrimp. They were so cute. They'd like be hiding in the coral, and if I stick my fingers in there, they'd come out, and I clean whatever that was on my fingers.
Oh
They're like,
God.
yeah, and
No,
then hide
no.
back again.
Like I don't know how old I was. One of the things that scared me the most was jellyfish. We were on a, I want to
Yeah,
say
well,
cruise,
they
but they're not the-
sting.
yeah, and then they
Yeah.
don't have brains. They just like
No,
float
they're
there,
weird.
and yeah, they sting you, and they're made of jelly. It's weird.
Yeah, they can really hurt too. I had a friend. Yeah, when I was younger, he got stung by one, and I remember then his brother came out and he was hitting it with a stick. It was pretty
Yeah.
disgusting. But yeah, they're
See?
strange. There's no eyes. There's the tentacles, right?
Oh, yeah.
What do
I
they
mean,
even eat? Plankton?
I don't know. They're just gross. They're just gross, man.
That is an alien. I mean,
Yeah.
we have an alien planet under the ocean.
Well,
That's for sure.
And there's so much good footage of stuff like on the bottom of the ocean. Like we played it. God, it was like one of our first episodes. We play that footage. Someone had a submarine and they were down at the bottom and they were filming that. It was like a squid or something, but it had the flashing lights on it.
It started copying.
Yeah, and
the
it changed
ship.
shape and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean
yeah.
that stuff fascinates me. I don't want to get anywhere near it, but it's super cool.
Yeah, how it can change shape like that and then copy the colors of the blinking lights.
Yep.
Yeah, that was so weird. You found this Project Winterhaven. Yes, we have spoken about this. It talks about that anti-gravity basically 50s, sometime in the 50s.
Mhm.
So this is Project Winterhaven, anti-gravity technology in the 50s.
U.S. has likely perfected anyway, it just says anti-gravity technology. And
Yeah.
this is the quote-unquote
Perfect.
smoking gun.
Yeah, he's calling this a smoking gun. To be honest, I haven't seen this Project Winterhaven, but yeah, I mean, it was obvious that something was going on because all the publications, all the military publications also were all talking about anti-gravity, and then boom, one day it was all shut down.
Yeah.
Probably because of the Atomic Weapons Act, whatever it's called.
Well, no,
Secrecy Act.
let's be real here. The reason this didn't come forward is because it doesn't profit whoever's up top.
Right, especially if it comes out.
Yeah. The first comment, if I remember correctly, is pretty enlightening.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah, look up the Invention Secrecy Act that was enacted in 1951. That's keeping over 6,000 inventions hidden from the rest of humanity. If someone from a university came up with something new for humanity, the military or some other organization is just going to show up and offer you a contract without anyone ever seeing your work ever again. And if you refuse the contract, you go missing along with your work. I mean, yeah, we've talked about this a lot. I mean, this is way more common than people would like to believe, unfortunately.
Classifying science. I mean, I get it. You don't want terrorists, to take over the planet, but terrorists also haven't used nukes. So
it's such God. Yeah, but at what you have to, there's that balance between protecting U.S. lives and also lifting up U.S. lives, right? If we had anti-gravity technology, if I could just step into some sort of craft that could take me to work, and I don't have to put gas in it. I don't have to, worry about things.
You'll be too free. You'll be too free, cuz.
Yeah, you can't be free. Gotta pay the man.
Cannot. Yeah, exactly. You gotta pay
the fucking man.
Everything. Yeah, extract as much wealth as possible from every single person. Unfortunately, it's flipped. It's wrong. Many societies have realized that the richer the people underneath you get, the richer you get. You don't have to extract as much as because you're going to destroy them all and kill them all. Then you won't have anything. So enlightened rulers, know that if everyone is going and doing well, you're going to do really well. So it's backwards thinking. It's psychotic. It's anti-human. Also, whoever's making these decisions doesn't want people to thrive. Does not want humanity.
Yeah, no. Of course not.
Makes you think who's in charge, or
They got funny hats. I know that. I gotta stop. I have to stop saying things like that. We're definitely gonna get either killed or taken off the air.
Well, the good news is many people are talking about it. So, but someone's going to get it. Someone's going to get blamed. The best way not to be blamed: be transparent with everyone. This will be revolutionary for everyone. The economy, humanity. Just you can't. It's hard to even fathom what industries come out of just disclosing what has been found out in the past 80 years, other than philosophically, right? So this is just parts of that project Winter Haven. Top limits of speed may be raised far beyond those of jet propulsion or rocket drive, with possibilities eventually of approaching the speed of light in free space. The motor, which may be forthcoming, will be essentially soundless, vibrationless, and heatless. As means of propulsion in flight, its potentialities already appear to have been demonstrated in model disc-shaped airfoils. The discs contain no moving parts and do not necessarily rotate while in flight. In atmospheric air, they emit a bluish-red electrical coronal glow with a faint hissing sound. Where did this guy find this? Does he say where he found this document?
I don't know. Scroll up.
Okay, one sec.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
This document
doesn't say where he got it from.
I'm sure he does somewhere in that whole paragraph. Unfortunately, on Reddit, these are the kind of people you have to deal with. They make it about themselves. They're the hero. They're the hero that brought us this information.
Yes. No one stands on the shoulders of giants anymore. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like happens.
Yeah.
No one credits anymore. They just steal. There's so many accounts that do that.
Yep.
And people know they do that.
Yeah.
To be honest, that clip about Grush and Cheney, it was kept up because it was stolen by an account that everyone knows does that. Even in the original account, he actually mentions he's going to steal it. So it's good he did. Anyway. All right.
Well,
so
information should be shared amongst all of us.
Yeah, it should. And no one should. If you're out there and you're a public figure and you're sharing information, you should know it's going to be reshared, and you should be happy that it does.
Yeah.
And you don't need everyone who shares it to say, "Oh, thank you," or hat tip to that person. So yes, there are real UFOs, and there are our own. We've said that a lot on the show. Not a surprise that the U.S. government and maybe others have anti-gravity and use these crafts. Why haven't they used them in war yet? Because you don't need to. You only bring out something when you have to, right? I mean, if you have missiles, what did I read someone say? If I had nukes in the backyard and I see a deer, I'm going to go shoot it with a shotgun.
No, launch a nuke at the deer for sure.
You know what I mean? So you're not going to use your most exotic weapons,
right?
Just because you're at war, unless your adversary has something that's also, that would change the landscape. So yeah, we have that stuff. Who knows? Other people are saying that China is getting really close because they have their own reverse engineering programs, that they're getting really close to us. And that's why we are disclosing things slowly. Because
I guess that makes sense. Kind of.
Yeah, because they're going to need to show us. So they can't just show us like, oh, well, we have been studying this. And it works out because Brandenburg stuff, right? Was that 2 weeks ago we covered? But yeah, 2 weeks ago. Brandenburg stuff coming out with DARPA and all these engines coming out now. It's like normal that anti-gravity is something not crazy or faster than light speed.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, can we do a quick pause? I need to use the bathroom.
Yeah. We're back.
Whoop, whoop. So Montana story, my favorite kind of story.
Another one, huh? Is that crazy? There's a
I
lot there.
love it. I love it.
I honestly, I think I only saw satellites when I lived there, when I went to school there. I didn't see any. No, I didn't. I did not. I had experiences there, like crazy, like in the forest and stuff, and near the rivers, but nothing in the sky. Even though one night I was like on acid, even I think my face was frozen because I couldn't feel it when I got home. But
Yep.
nothing crazy in the sky.
I saw weird things in the woods. But they were
Yeah.
definitely not like UFO stuff. I don't think I don't think I ever saw UFOs in when I lived up there.
Okay. That story you had. Oh, was that school? No, I thought you had one in high school. On this,
Hold on,
the parking lot one. Wait, was that here? Oh man, I'm forgetting that. I remember that story you said.
I might be wrong. My memory is. I've had 4 seizures. Okay, my memory is all over the place.
Oh man, I get it. Memory. I think phones also have ruined their memories.
Yeah,
or at least with me, because it's a recent thing, and it's not age. All right, it's not. I would think. I don't know, or I need more memory exercises.
No. I saw a lot of weird stuff in Montana, and including UFOs. Now that I think about it,
Yeah, I know there's one story.
Yeah.
At least one that you told me.
It doesn't matter. All right,
anyway, it's a cool case.
Montana man records shocking up-close footage of UFO rotating in air that made his wife cry. And for some reason, cries in quotes. Can you put that full screen?
He goes through it now. Why it looks so weird. There it is, apparently.
Beginning of the video before the contrast, you can definitely see the shape of the craft. And then about here, I'm zoomed into, I think, times 20, you can see the shape of the craft. Like all those lights are on the same object there. But right there, yeah, you see that red light? It's definitely spinning around the bottom of the craft. Like this is all one object. The lights are in a perfectly straight line, and you can see that it's rotating from this right here. It's just absolutely insane.
But why does it look like that? I mean, why is it in like a black and white weird thing?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird one. Small town, Montana. Yeah, that describes every town in Montana.
Right. I mean, even Bozeman in a way is a small town.
Yeah, compared to where we live now. I
Right.
wish to say where.
Oh, Chateau.
I actually don't know where that is.
1,700 people only.
That is a small town.
Yeah, tiny.
My hometown was like around 5,000 when we moved there, and I think it's probably double that now, if not more.
So they thought it was the meteor first.
Mm-hmm.
Hotspot, yeah. No, it's not that one. What the hell is this? It's the same
No,
one.
it is that one.
Oh.
That is really.
What the
Yeah, I mean, God, as current cameras go, that's not bad footage. There's a Friday night. Scroll up again. Yeah. Sitting on the deck looking at the stars out back. Yeah, I mean, they're having a cigarette, right?
Exactly. They're not saying, or it could be a joint.
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
It was just after 10 p.m. My wife said, "Is that a shooting star?" Which I found odd because if it was, I wouldn't have time to look at it. Very true. The tree near me was blocking the direction she was staring, so I got up and looked, and my jaw dropped. I said, holy shit, holy shit. We both jumped off the deck and got into the yard for a better view. 3 separate clips show a light in the distance that appeared to be rotating in midair, and the edge of what appeared to be the craft. Appeared to be a craft. Huh.
Yeah.
Look at that thing. The sight, he said, left his spouse in tears after it lingered for a few minutes before flying away. The craft seemed huge, miles away, he recalled, adding how it had several blinking and spinning lights and a rotating orange-red light on the bottom. Yeah, Jesus Christ, that would scare the hell out of me. Yeah. You can only see the orange-red light in the video, he explained, revealing, we observed it for 2 to 3 minutes as it continued flying away, and then it was just gone. No noise, it was just gone. Huh. I mean, very cool. Also, fun fact about Montana, it's the 4th largest state. Last week, I very proudly stated it was the 5th largest state, and I was totally wrong.
It is the 4th. Okay, so it's Alaska, Texas, California, Montana.
Yep.
All right, nice.
So, listeners, when I say something matter-of-factly, don't take me at my word. I might be wrong.
That goes for everyone. Do your own research.
What I have here, this is from the article, what I have here is the best that came out of all of that. This thing was really far away for a nighttime phone shot, so I'm pleased with what we did get.
So Elon Musk, so they asked him if this was an Elon Musk. He goes, I don't believe this was Starlink.
I don't think that doesn't look anything like Starlink.
No, that's the new go-to now. Was it
know,
Starlink?
right?
Was it a drone? Which is fair, I guess. It was kind of scary. I couldn't fall asleep until 4 a.m. and it was my night to do the early feed for our twin boys. That's why she was crying. Reddit post was soon met with awe by commenters. Please tell me what the Redditors said. Look, they did.
Jesus.
Download it, keep copies. It is cool footage though.
Yeah.
Especially in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, I love it. That's where UFO sightings happen, my man.
Yeah, that's where I would do it. That's where I would land. Why would I land in a city?
We need to take a road trip out to bumfuck middle of nowhere and just do a CE5 again.
All right. I'm game. California is lots of middle of nowhere too.
Yeah, we drive up to some of meth country, and
yeah, like
we'll see
Lake Elsinore.
Lake Elsinore, yeah.
Anyway, actually, Lake Elsinore is cool, man.
I have no problems with Lake Elsinore.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like Barstow. No, we have Barstow.
Oh, that is really in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's that one exit. I think it's before or after. It's called ZYXYX.
Oh,
like
Zix.
Zix. Yeah.
Is it called Zix? Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Good Springs is around there. They have those, and they also have those. It's that tower with the
Ron Paul Revolution.
No, the solar panels.
Oh yeah, that thing is amazing. That thing burns birds every single day.
Oh, I believe it.
That fly in the beam, it just.
It's a huge mirror that points up in the sky. Of course, birds die.
But it completely they become just
vaporizes them.
Yeah. Poor birds. But it's for the environment. They must be sacrificed.
We must sacrifice it.
Yes.
So this was very interesting. Ryan Bledsoe, I think we've talked about him on the show before, right?
Yeah. So his father's Chris Bledsoe, and that's who shot this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's got really compelling footage of an orb that I think we've discussed on the show before, but these things, this seems to be the most prevalent UFO sightings for people around the world.
And definitely something that the government can't explain. Arrow's even talked about it in the past.
And he's got really good footage of it too.
Yeah, so apparently this is a new camera, so higher resolution probably.
And this isn't Jupiter or Saturn
no,
or Mars or
this is
whatever bullshit Philip Glass used to say.
Oh my god, that was so funny, huh?
It's infuriating.
What he saw was either Jupiter or Venus or Jupiter.
Whatever.
Yeah. All right. All right, things moving.
Man, I'm in a bad way. I'm squatting,
trying to hold this camera. It's nearly straight over my head.
Quiet.
I gotta get still. I couldn't stand like that any longer. Look. Wow. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh. That is weird, huh? It just doesn't dissipate the intensity of the.
Thank you. Wow. Come on, still.
Is it going? Ooh. The hell? It's like flipping, right? Gone. Bizarro.
Oh, it's holding my breath.
So very, I mean, it's really good footage, you know?
It is really good footage. It
What-
looks like the moon is just moving.
Yeah, well, like how do you explain that? It's not a
No
drone.
noise. No, you would have heard something, even though drone, unless it's really far up and
But I don't know, it doesn't
and
seem
the light is too strong. And then what?
I mean, this is what they describe at Skinwalker Ranch, you know, so many times. This is what they saw.
Yeah. That is very intense light.
Yeah.
All right, so what are people saying? I mean, just for people to know context, I mean, Chris Bledsoe has been studied by the Department of DIA, CIA, many agencies, NASA even
Mhm.
went to his house to study what's going on there. Better for hoaxes too. I mean, if all those agencies are so interested in him, I don't think it's a hoax.
I don't think so either. I don't know how you'd hoax. I mean, I don't know. Hell, with AI and CGI these days, who knows?
That's true. All right. I mean, it's a mixed bag. It looks like people don't trust them.
Yeah, this is social media after all.
Right. It's going to be mostly negative.
Yeah, I don't really give a damn about their opinions anyway.
Right. There was also on September 11th. Oh, happy September 11th, everyone.
Oh yeah, you know what? We should have done a deep dive on 9/11. We kind of screwed up on that one. Next
No,
year.
that's fine. Yeah, next year. Yeah, if we're even allowed, if we're even allowed to next year.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God.
So
this was really interesting. You sent this to me. This is from the think tank, Uncle Think Tank. Excuse me. This is on X. What does that say? 528 vibes at 528 vibes. So the Tianjin airport in China shut down on September 11th because there was a UFO above.
Yeah.
Which, you know, there's precedent. This has happened. I think Chicago has had several of these incidents.
Chicago's had it. China's had it before as well.
Anyway, they've got footage of it here.
Yeah, it's pretty cool footage. We didn't hear anything about it in the media because,
of course, not.
On the night of September 11th, 2024, an unidentified flying object was spotted hovering over Tianjin for several hours, causing widespread disruption at Tianjin Beihai International Airport. Many flights were canceled, delayed, or diverted to other locations. While officials claimed the incident was due to drone activity, many people speculated it could have been a UFO.
UFO 我看飞碟，看4个呈等边四角形，我去， 一会儿一闪就没了。现在 UFO 越来越多了。
I don't know what he's saying. It looks like it's a bunch of drones or lights in the sky turning different colors. The one before it showed two pyramid-looking things. These are these could be drones though.
Tianjin Beihai International Airport. The airport experienced significant disruptions due to public safety concerns caused by drone interference. A total of 29 flights were delayed, 8 were canceled, and 32 were diverted to other airports, affecting over 3,000 passengers.
Huh.
2024年9月12号晚上8点42，洛阳地区惊现不明飞行物，西工区红山乡河边啊，看得清清楚楚，不是无人机，无人机飞不了这么高。昨天天津也发生无人机事件啊，大家看一下啊。
Despite the official explanation linking the event to drones, skepticism quickly spread. Around 8 p.m., social media users in Tianjin began posting videos that appeared to capture mysterious flying objects, leading some to believe that UFO activity might have caused the airport shutdown. Experts in the United States aviation industry cast doubt on the drone explanation. They pointed out that if drones were involved, local authorities would have responded quickly, given the sensitivity of the areas surrounding the airport, where drones are usually prohibited.
All right, so not drones. Where is Tianjin?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Consumer drones have limited battery life, making it improbable for them to remain in the air long enough to cause hours of disruption. Some local residents suggested that illuminated kites might have been the source of the confusion. However, a key issue remains that every time eyewitnesses who attempted to capture footage of the unidentified objects reported blurry or unclear images, making it difficult to verify what was actually seen. As a result, the true cause of the incident at Tianjin Airport remains a mystery.
As usual, it's a mystery. All right, so that usually means unidentified and anomalous. They don't know what the hell it was, because he's right. If it's really drones, they would have dealt with it. It would have shut down the airport for so long.
Right.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that was a good clip. Good to know. Out of China. I looked up Tianjin quickly, and it's a pretty big city. I mean, it's China, but 13 million people are there.
Yeah, a small town of China. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, exactly. RFK Jr. and Trump allegedly under threat over UFO document disclosure. No,
Oh,
I don't
boy.
know. I don't know how. We should trust this. This from NewsX.
All I know is that wherever Kennedy drives, I really hope there's a roof on his car.
Yeah, he's campaigning hard for Trump. That's for sure.
Well, Trump can take a bullet, apparently. But Kennedy's, they drop dead left and right.
They do, unfortunately. The king of UFO. Oh, so this guy, Mark Christopher Lee, he's a filmmaker. He made The King of UFOs. Ever heard of this one?
I haven't, actually.
Yeah, so he suggests that the former president may be in danger of another assassination attempt. I think, wait a minute. Didn't that happen today? A second one? Oh, wait. I got to look this up. I saw it somewhere. Second assassination attempt.
Was there really? I didn't hear about this. I haven't been on the news today, though, so.
Me neither. I just saw a... Here it is. News about second assassination attempt. Trump's second assassination attempt. What we know. So, I mean, that's crazy. 57 minutes ago.
What happened?
The FBI. Is it sharing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, wait, what? It was out. He was out golfing. Of course he was.
Yeah, Sunday.
Oh my God! Someone did take a shot. They heard gunshots.
Shots fired.
Whoa! This is the first I'm hearing about this. This is what you get for listening to the Uncovering Anomalies podcast. You get live news, apparently.
Yeah, and we just linked it to an article regarding UFOs and assassination attempt.
West Palm Beach, Florida. Wow, man, they really don't want him in office, huh?
No, they definitely don't. They definitely don't. I mean, even if he wins, you think they're going to announce that he won? Hell no.
No.
Hell no, dude. It's going to be crazy.
I love the beginning of this thing. Was there a gun involved? The previous paragraph says they heard gunshots.
They have to brainwash. Yes, a gun was involved.
He was hiding in the bushes. So the AK-47 style rifle with the scope. This is what I'm talking about.
Of course,
but they don't know what an assault rifle is. An AK-47 style rifle. What that mean? Oh my god, that's any rifle.
400 to 500 yards.
Oh, there's no way you're gonna hit anything with an AK style rifle at 400 yards.
Yeah, it's not made for that.
No.
It's close combat. Damn.
Look at that, a scope. It's an assault rifle.
The suspect's name is Ryan Wesley Ruth. His photo and background will be released when available to the public. Trump is safe and unharmed. This is crazy.
I can't.
I'm safe and well. Nothing will slow me down. I will never surrender.
I'm assuming that's a tweet.
Yeah, it is. JD
Wow.
Vance, good spirits. Yeah, wow, crazy. So I was gonna make fun of Mr. Christopher Lee here, but it looks like he was right.
Well, never mind. I'm not going to give tips on how to assassinate the president.
Yeah, please don't. I think we're in enough trouble as it is.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, we have enough departments listening in. We don't need another one.
Just make sure you have the right hat on when you do it.
Right, exactly. Or abide by the Noahide laws. If you abide by the Noahide laws, you should be good.
No kidding. This is wow, this is nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea this happened.
I read something. I'm like, oh, whatever. It can't be real because it's not like everywhere, right? And then it just clicked when I reread this one.
Oh
So
my God.
crazy. Well, I guess when they said buckle up. Well, RFK also, he said he's going to release them. RFK is going to do way more damage than Trump. That's for sure. That is for sure. You know what I mean? Like he will just gut everything. I mean, the food, the medicine, all of that stuff. It actually pushed me to think about voting for him. Seriously, having RFK in there.
So what do you got here?
This is HarperCollins acquires rights to bombshell memoir from Dre Stratton, former director of U.S. government's unidentified aerial phenomenon task force for the UAP task force. So Grush basically works for Stratton.
I mean it's a really good sign when movie studio gets the rights to your book before the book is even released.
Oh, is that what this is?
I'm assuming. Acquires rights to bombshell. Wait, HarperCollins, that's a book publisher? Okay, so maybe it's just the publisher acquires rights to bomb. Yeah, okay, never mind.
But still, if it's a mainstream one, they're like, I guess is that much money now in UFO books?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm assuming just looking at Elizondo's recent book, there's got to be a lot of money behind books like this.
Yeah, especially when he does a tour like he did. He was everywhere.
Yeah,
everywhere, absolutely everywhere. But I'm really looking forward to this one because Stratton is not someone who's been vocal about this, and Elizondo worked for Stratton. All these guys worked for Stratton, so I really want to hear from this guy. Grush again worked for Stratton. He sent them out on their missions.
Wild. I'm wondering why Stratton is coming out now. We talked about it last week with Elizondo. Basically he had come out and said Elizondo, he didn't play by the rules. He went out and did his own thing, even though he worked for Stratton. And now Stratton's coming out with his own book. It's interesting timing.
Yeah, right. Because they said Stratton also let him get away with it. Like when Elizondo was saying, I was the head of the task force.
Yeah,
he let him get away with it. But yeah, so you're right. What changed? For some reason now he wants to get the story right.
Right.
Could be money. I mean, if these guys, HarperCollins, just it must be money then.
Must be.
Yeah, I'm like, well, he's probably looking at Elizondo saying he's making all this money from this. I'm the one that did it. Egos just. All right. So what does he say? Anything from Stratton? No, not really. Schumer. It's a quote from Schumer. Stratton is the most senior former U.S. government official to go public about their direct involvement. All right. So yeah, it will be good though. What else was he in? Stratton's service includes 8 deployments with multiple in Iraq and Afghanistan and time spent in the Army, Air Force, Naval Intelligence, and the Defense Intelligence Agency, where he was Chief of Air and Space Warfare in the Defense Warning Office.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the real deal, huh?
Seems like it.
Well, I just hope. So what? Do you think he's going to take like the government side, like Kirkpatrick, like that kind of thing? No way, right?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Especially these guys worked for him. Yeah, see, Stratton was the program director of the UAP task force. I mean, the UAP task force was really powerful and cool because it was interagency, and it was before all the congressional laws came out. Like, so they were really put on a task from Harry Reid and someone else to go out there and just find out if this is real. Yeah, there it is. David Grush was handpicked by him. Well, here we go. Here you go. Manager, producer of Farah Films, is known for his work on Steven Spielberg's Ready Player One. So wait, who's manager, produce Farah Films? Because you said something about a movie, and then we have HarperCollins.
Yeah, I thought HarperCollins was a book publisher.
Yeah, they are. Oh, wait a minute. Also greatly enthused about this timely title is producer Dan Farah of Farah Films, which has the rights to produce any television or film adaptation.
Uh-huh.
So it's both. Interesting.
So it seems like the fact that this is getting backed by the U.S. government. That's all.
Yes, I didn't want to say it. You said it.
Yeah.
You said it.
So that's not a good sign.
No, it's not. I still want to read it, and that's why I was worried. Now I'm like, what if he's going to take the other side?
Yeah.
Or there is a control of the narrative here. Something's happening.
Yeah, he's going to come out and say that UFOs are all government related.
Right. We've always
just like Arrow has been saying this whole time.
Yeah, it's all U.S. government, guys. It's all U.S. government. The phenomenon. Well, yeah, we'll watch this closely. So no dates. Doesn't look like there's any dates about this. Well, it usually means a year especially for a book. It doesn't take that long.
Yeah.
Right. I don't see any dates. I don't see any dates here. Okay. We can move along from that, but I am really interested in Stratton and his story.
Me too.
And his point of view.
Now this is good stuff. Why more and more people believe in aliens.
Yeah, you won't believe one of his conclusions.
Something about white supremacy, I'm assuming.
Yeah, very.
Oh, hey, didn't we talk about this guy last week?
Is it the same guy?
The guy who talked about how it's anti-Native American or something.
Okay, so all right, so this guy
is it Tony? Hold on, what's the guy's name? Is it Tony something?
Wait. I think this article then just quotes him.
Okay, this is by Elizabeth.
No, Elizabeth Carr.
Elizabeth Carr Ellis.
Carr Ellis. Because
it was Tony Milligan, right?
Okay, I think you're right. All right, so she is quoting him. She's quoting him, giving him even more, like just inflating his ego even more. Like he needed anything more. Okay, so that's where it comes
Unbelievable.
from.
Milligan
Yeah.
put the growth and the belief down to familiar anti-elite tropes. The idea that people in positions of power are hiding the truth. Yeah,
No,
because that's such a misguided belief.
Yeah, they're
Unfucking
angels.
real.
You know, the humans that get to those positions of power, they're angels. They have no capacity to do evil at all. They're completely angelic human beings. And how dare any of us think they're hiding the truth about anything?
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So that's why I wanted to share that one. Just another
Yeah,
laugh.
good. No, more things to make me angry. Love it.
Who is this? The Week. Thank you, The Week.
That's
for
right.
reading
If you
this for me.
believe in aliens and UFOs, and you're against the elite, you're a racist or a bigot or something.
Right.
So
Exactly.
stupid.
You're a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah. Taylor Swift changes in the middle.
What the hell?
Got me
Wait,
with the ad. Taylor Swift changes in the middle of the 2024 MTV VMAs, and fans are down bad for her UFO mini dress.
Ooh, a UFO mini dress.
Now, I don't give two shits about Taylor Swift one way or the other. Why are we reading this? Because she's wore a UFO. Yeah, I mean, it's cool that UFOs are coming to the mainstream. She looks like if you see her from the side, she looks like a 2x4. I don't understand the hype behind Taylor Swift.
That is a nice dress, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool, but I wore a UFO dress yesterday and nobody said anything.
Yeah, and I don't think our core audience really gives a crap about this. Now, just thinking about it, we probably lost a lot of subscribers. That's, but it is UFO news and it's out there, so we do have to cover it. Unfortunately,
it's cool that UFOs are so mainstream that someone like Taylor Swift can openly, advertise them. But other than that,
it's cool. It's cool to be into UFOs.
Yeah. Now, this is very interesting. I've read a lot about this case. In fact, I think there was a movie about it. Anyway, I'll read this is from the High Strangeness subreddit on Reddit. In 2014, YouTuber Kenny Veach discovered a mysterious M-shaped cave in the Nevada desert that emitted intense vibrations. After fleeing in fear, he returned a month later to find it again, but disappeared without a trace. This is a really compelling case. People have gone and looked for this cave, and they think they found it, but it was caved in and covered up. Because he filmed himself going to find it. Or
right,
he
I remember seeing that.
Yeah, he filmed himself finding it, and then when other people went out to that same place, see right there, that's it. It looks like it's caved in and it's been covered up because something was important in there. Also, something we talked about last week was if you find a UFO base out in the wilderness, they either kill you or make you go crazy.
Yeah, exactly. They either use you because they say like everything is supposed to be used for terrestrials, or right that terrestrials are able to use it, or they kill you, or then drive you mad. What a scary story, and the guy's just gone forever.
Very bizarre. This guy just disappeared off the face of the earth.
He filmed part of the M cave, he called it. Specially trained individuals were called in to conduct a search of the mine. Unfortunately, aside from his vehicle and his cell phone, no trace of Kenny was ever found. He was taken.
Yeah.
I think part of the hybridization program is they like these individualistic people. They've done it to hunters. They've done it to people like him, like these adventurers that go out there. It's either that or they want to get that gene out of our species. So either to enhance it or get it out. I can't tell which one yet.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
It is.
Anyway, this poor guy. I hope his family has some sort of conclusion to this.
Swiss scientists claims there's portal underneath CERN. I've been in this area before, by the way, and people have said that they see these weird lights and orbs always over CERN.
Well, hell, I
Always.
mean, we have footage of the CERN scientists wearing black robes,
Yeah.
doing weird shit outside of
Rituals.
CERN's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, doing those ancient rituals to ancient gods that they're not really benevolent. So they're trying to attract something. That's for sure. So Dr. Astrid Stuckelberger is a Swiss scientist who claims CERN is working on a secret nuclear program, and there's a portal underneath CERN from where beings come in and out. Physicists who work there told her that there are 17 different dimensions of reality or more.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I wonder. I mean, I've seen Stuckelberger actually in interviews. She does radio nuclear research, which is, yeah. So I guess studying it using radio.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yes,
I get
yeah.
that.
This is the interview right here. Is it a clip?
Before
Yeah.
we get, sorry, if I can just pause you. You just said something which made my ears prick up. They are part of CERN.
Yes, because actually CERN is dealing with radionuclear research.
Right.
Right.
Nuclear research. But it is more than that, because there are lots of physicians. I know some. They're doing very strange experimentation. There are beings from portals coming in and out. It's physicists from the CERN who told me this.
They've testified to beings coming in and out of portals.
Yes. And
sort
they
of
were
beings?
saying, I mean, I met them at a dinner, and there were two of them. And both said that, yes, they have, secondhand proof that the people who they're dealing with the boson of Higgs and subatomic things. So they have apparently in the bottom of the CERN this portal, this door where they are dealing with all the subatomic dimensions. They say.
Huh? All right. So you're saying they're interdimensional beings coming in and out of those portals.
Did she say she had dinner with them, or she was talking about dinner?
No,
with
the
CERN
scientist. Yeah, with the scientist. Yeah. but she did say secondhand information. She didn't say
Okay.
firsthand. Yeah.
Well,
But
it's weird because aren't they building a new, bigger ring?
Yes, they are. It's not
Just
enough.
has to get
apparently.
bigger, make it bigger.
Yeah, as usual, more money. Here's another clip.
They say there are 17 different dimensions of reality. That's what those physicists say. Some others say there are more dimensions. We know the time, space, the tridimensional X, Y, Z in a graphic. But then you have more dimensions, and they are playing with that. They're using that, and we're a group, and they had a being. They did not tell me more. Who came that doesn't resemble a human, and then they had another one, and they have a proof because they left a scarf.
What?
They left a
Where?
scarf. And now, when you look at what is going on in the CERN, there is
Isn't the Large Hadron Collider? I mean, because she's saying CERN and not LHC, but like, where are these beings? Like, because they're creating these dimensions using the Large Hadron Collider, right? I think so. They're colliding particles to create these portals. Or I'm
Yeah,
wrong. I don't know.
That's my understanding of it.
Yeah. Wouldn't they be contained though in the LHC? The beings?
I don't know. I mean, I'm a scientist, but not
Let's
this
bring
kind
her
of
on.
scientist. Yeah, let's bring her on the show.
Dr. Astrid Stickelberger.
We'll
We
have
can ask you
her,
some
and
questions.
then we'll have Trump on after.
Yeah. That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
is a fight from some of the military agencies. Intel, they say that there is a fight on time. They're trying to change time. I'm just saying that because as a scientist, you cannot not say something so important. Because if you can deal with the smallest energies on Earth, you can imagine that you can go through other realms of dimensions. They say, yeah. So I will stop there. But CERN is very important, and it's in Geneva, and they have a tunnel for their experiment that is going down to Milano, to Genova, under the lake.
I mean, CERN is massive, and they are crashing particles, in these things.
I mean, they're doing clearly, weird stuff that most people like us can't truly understand.
Right, or have access to.
Right.
Which is, again, and I don't think it's a private thing, CERN. It was funded by the EU and different European countries. But as usual, they take our money because we can't handle the truth.
No, we never can, man. It's just like when we found all those WMDs in Afghanistan. Was it Afghanistan? I don't even remember at this point.
WMDs or Iraq?
Iraq. They can't tell us the truth at all, ever, about anything.
No. Yeah, and Cheney was asked just the other week. They asked him about Iraq again. He goes, "We are in a much safer world without Saddam Hussein."
Awesome.
Yes, yeah, he's still sticking to it, even
Cheney,
though he's had a change of heart many times.
Dick Cheney, champion of the left, he's putting his weight behind Kamala Harris.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He knows where the empire lies.
Yep.
I mean, shouldn't that be more proof not to vote for her?
For you and me, obviously, but for your average citizen, I mean, unfortunately, and I don't like saying this about my fellow Americans, but we're idiots. Again, it goes back to the 80-10-10 rule. 80% of people will just do whatever the TV tells them to do.
It's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. But then, the problem is it's so convenient. That's why the TV is just there. You turn it on.
Yep.
This was weird. Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. China's radar with 5,900 miles range detects plasma bubbles over Giza pyramids.
Yeah, they don't really explain why.
AJ at the Y-Files did a great job of talking about some of the theories behind the pyramids and how they could be, power generators.
Power stations, yeah.
Power stations, yeah. So, I mean, this kind of goes into that.
Yeah, but they don't even say why, but they just say that they found it. I think they're trying to scare us also because it says that they can detect now stealth fighters.
Yeah, I don't really understand this article. I mean, I kind of know what plasma bubbles are. I know what plasma is. I know what a bubble is. But I don't know
why is it over there.
Right.
Yeah, and who knows? And it could be creating some kind of disturbance. Those, I mean, if they are power stations using the Earth and it's not just the Earth. They use the planets and the universe and all these different. Like so many calculations are in the pyramid, even how old Earth is, so much is in there. So it's doing something, and here they are, where China is. Yeah, this is Australia. So right here, look at that, over Giza.
Yeah, it's absolutely wild.
But they have other ones also around here. But they're saying those could be stealth fighters. Nuts, huh?
Very nuts.
The Chinese are really making crazy technology. I mean, that's just 9,600 kilometers or almost 6,000 miles.
Yeah, it's crazy.
From Hawaii to its east or Libya to its west. I mean, that is a huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a big radius.
All right. And also the space jump from, when was this? 2010 or something? I mean, I was watching this live.
I think I was in college, or maybe it was right after college. So I'd say 2015, 2016, somewhere.
No, were we? No, it was way before that.
Yeah, no, I think you're right, because I don't think Trump was in.
I think it was either 2009, 10, or 11.
No, I definitely was out of high school when this happened. So it must have been college. let's actually look for more information. Let's see if there's.
It was the Red Bull space jump.
Yeah, this guy was a Baumgartner. What was his name?
Yeah, he was like Norwegian or something, right?
I think
Felix Baumgartner.
Baumgartner. Yeah, he's the high. He has the world record for the highest jump. What I don't know how else to phrase it.
It's a space jump.
He essentially went to the highest limits of the atmosphere. He's in space. I mean, he's so high that he had to wear a full spacesuit. And then he jumped back down to Earth.
It's so crazy.
So crazy. This whole video.
He almost died.
He did because he went into a spin. He talks about it in this video.
And I didn't know any of that because I watched the spin, and so he talks about how he actually got out of it. He's a genius.
Yeah, no, he's a smart guy, but this whole video is because I remember because I don't know if I saw this like live, but I saw as it happened because they had a camera over him looking down at the Earth as he jumped out.
Exactly.
And I remember watching that. We got time. Let's play this whole video.
Yeah, we have time.
I wanted to be the first human outside of an aircraft breaking the sound barrier. I almost weigh twice the weight that I normally have, and it's very difficult to do a perfect exit. Do not over-rotate, because if I start over-rotating, there's no air that you can use to slow down.
Okay, Joe, I'm ready. Okay, here we go, Felix. I'm going over.
First 25 seconds, it looked like everything's under control. And after 34 seconds, I hit Mach 1 and I broke the speed of sound.
Was that him breaking it? Yeah.
That was our goal. I wanted to be the first human outside of an aircraft breaking the sound barrier. Because of the fact that a lot of those scientists said prior to the jump, you're going to spin like crazy, and the other half said, we don't think anything is going to happen. I was mentally prepared to spin, but I was hoping that I'm not going to spin. Now, if you watch the next couple of seconds, you see at that moment, it slowly starts to spin. It's getting faster. The problem is there's no protocol. There's nobody in the world telling you, listen, Felix, if this happens, you have to do this while the whole world is watching. Then I was trying to move my arms around a little bit, just maybe it does something. And then it stopped for a second, but now it starts getting the opposite direction, and then it really ramps up. At that moment, it's not about breaking records anymore. At that moment, it's all about survival.
Speed 600 miles per hour.
There's only one way for the blood to leave your skull, and that's through all the eyeballs. If that happens, you're going to die. I had a Chi Whiz attached to my hand. The Chi Whiz is a device that it fires a drogue chute that pulls you out of that flat spin. That's why I put my hands in to trick that Chi Whiz. It's less Chi, and now the Chi Whiz senses, less Chi, that means he's getting it under control. I turned around and I was stable as well. So when you look at my suit, the more you fall, the more depressurized the suit gets. And here you can already see the suit flapping. If you look at the sky, it's blue now. So we went from black sky back to blue sky. If you look at the right corner, Luke was dropping some flares, and it gave me the perfect direction for the wind. Now this is a very important moment. Very first time after hours and hours inside that spacesuit that I'm breathing regular air. So now I'm really happy because even the landing worked just perfect.
Good job, Felix.
Such a cool moment. I mean, humans are we're wild as a bunch, like
absolutely.
We're barely getting to space, and this guy goes, "Yeah, I want to jump out of there. Like, get me up there so I can jump."
And how he just stayed calm, even though he probably could have died, spinning like that.
It was crazy, absolutely crazy. And it's not in this video, but I remember reading or listening to an interview with him, and he said for the first like minute, or maybe it was 30 seconds or something, there was no air, and he wasn't convinced he was falling. His thought was, "Oh God, I went too high. I'm not."
That's so scary.
You can see from the footage, like he's clearly going towards the earth, but yeah, his first thoughts were like, "Oh no, like
I'm too high."
I went too high. I'm not flying," because there was no air rushing at him.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. What? Yeah, I'd freak out too. Wow.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I would never even attempt that, but
Oh, I would love. I mean, you know me. I love space, and I don't know if I'd do a jump like this, but I would love to go that high.
oh yeah, like a space elevator, yeah, but
Yeah,
not
yeah,
jump. What happened to that space elevator? Oh, I wanted to play this exactly after the CERN thing. But you shared
Former
this with me.
model and Miss Switzerland finalist Christina Joksimovic. Pureed.
Pureed.
Oh, pureed. She got pureed in blender by husband.
Oh my god.
I didn't mean to
Poor
laugh
thing.
about that. I'm sorry. I was reading but not understanding, and then I got to the end, was like, oh no.
She was only 38.
This poor woman, she was found dead in her home, but her husband stuck her in a blender.
Wow, near Basel in Switzerland in February of this year. So I guess the guy now is got admitted. His name is Release of Thomas, after he admitted to the murder of his wife. No reason why.
She was a looker.
Yeah, Swiss, definitely Swiss.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not married. I've got no kids. I don't understand the family life.
Yeah.
But there cannot be any reason for someone to do this to their spouse.
They had 2 children together too.
Yikes.
Wow.
He admitted to the crime during a crime reconstruction in March and claimed it was in self-defense after she attacked him with a knife. That's crazy self-defense.
Yeah, like easy there. There's a limit there to your self-defense. You don't fucking blend them.
Body parts were chopped up with a hand blender, pureed and dissolved in a chemical solution.
Wait. What's a hand blender? Wait.
That's
like
a really
the,
good question.
Like the emulsifier things? The hand, like, you know?
Yeah,
whatever.
that's what a blender is. Yeah.
How did so he also cut? Dude,
He must
that's
have
so
cut her. He
gross.
must have cut her up.
Oh man.
Yeah, dismembered in a laundry room with a jigsaw knife and garden shears. I mean, it takes a really sick mind to go this far with it.
What the hell? Yeah, who is a Swiss national, was reportedly arrested a day after her remains were found by a third party.
Woof. Hate to be that third party.
Yeah, seriously. What does that even mean? Like family members or
a neighbor wants to know what the smell is.
Well, they definitely care about your privacy in Switzerland.
Well, they should outlaw assault blenders.
Oh, on that note, we've been having the whole Haiti thing, right? And of course, with the
Trump's really fun quote in the latest debate.
Yeah, but it just made people question more. Like I saw stuff before that. I was like, oh my god, it's disgusting. Like, you know, it was videos in Haiti and also around the country here. I did think it was crazy that Trump brought it up, though. I was like, you know, this just like started coming out. I would wait.
Well, his tactic, he seems to be going all in on illegal immigration. That seems to be the only talking point he's sticking with, which I understand it's an issue, but you have to talk about more than that. And you have to give people small bites. You can't give them the whole hog all at once, because they'll just make fun of you.
Yeah, and that's what they did.
Yeah.
So I thought this is good. This guy, he says that he goes, listen, I've been to Haiti on mission trips. I've been to some of the hardest villages and communities in the nation, where thousands of people share a tiny well of water for a month. I'll never forget my first night when the clock struck midnight. I don't know if he's joking here now. So the clock struck midnight. Out of nowhere, you hear an uprising. Is he joking? Wait.
I don't know.
No, okay. Out of nowhere, you hear an uprising of thousands of people. The entire city all around you chanting and screaming, led by about 45 witch doctors throughout the city. From about 12 p.m. to 4 a.m., I think he means a.m. here, they sacrifice animals and they also eat them to survive. I could hear cats, dogs, pigs, and you name it, all screaming and being slaughtered throughout the night. So to hear reports of Haitians doing this kind of stuff in Ohio is absolutely no surprise to me.
I don't think he's joking. But again, this is one of those things where it's either right-wing propaganda or it's the truth. But Elon Musk, yeah, he seemed to like it.
He just exclamation marks. Haiti is a nightmare.
Haiti has a lot of issues, unfortunately. I feel for the people of Haiti. I have no problem with Haitians.
No, of course not.
They clearly have been through a lot.
Yeah, I mean, they're just the earthquake alone and the Clinton Foundation taking all the money and just sending it somewhere else.
So sick. I can't, and it only gets a passing mention nowadays. I mean, they did.
Wasn't it almost $1 billion? Something like that. It was like hundreds of millions, I think. It wasn't like chump change.
And it just, no one cared. No one cared.
Of course not. It's the Clintons. So I thought this is funny. Massey talking about the political theater in our government.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about that happens every single year.
Yeah, this is great. Yeah. This is really good. If you want to know how our government works, Massey does a great job of just summing it all up.
Yeah, completely dismantling it.
With the American people about what's going on here. This is political theater. I'm going to call out both sides right here.
Mm-hmm.
It's all posturing. It's fake fighting. We all know where it ends up. This is Groundhog Day. I don't care if the Democrat is the speaker or Republican is the speaker. We always get a CR in September, and then we get an omnibus. Sometimes there's a twist on that. We might get the omnibus before Christmas, but if we're not good, it comes after Christmas. But that's what's going to happen. And in the meantime, it's political theater. We've got it's good theater. We've got great writers. I wish they'd just come up with a new plot. It's the same plot every fiscal year. What should we be doing? It's already been discussed. We should have done 12 separate bills. We should have done 12 separate bills. But again, whether Democrats are in control or Republicans are in control, we never do the 12 separate bills. Why do we always spend at least as much as we did last year, and why do we never cut spending? It's because Democrats want to grow the welfare state and Republicans want to grow the military industrial complex. And we're eventually going to get together and they're both going to go up. I guarantee it. And both parties are just fine letting the bureaucrats do their thing, which should be our thing according to Article 1. Section 8 in the Constitution. We are empowered with these things. Most important of the things we do is the funding, and that's the big lever we have. I've sat through now almost 2 years of hearings in this Congress where we've exposed lies at the CDC, shortcuts at the FDA, unconstitutional gun bans at the ATF, over prosecution of January 6ers at the DOJ, targeting common citizens at the FBI, spying by the NSA, illegal mandates for livestock by the USDA, targeting plant vaccine or transgenic plant vaccine at the NSF, and censorship, the censorship industrial complex of which the NSF is part of, automobile kill switch at the DOT. Now, these are all things I think most Democrats are just fine with, this kind of totalitarian state that the bureaucrats are pushing on us. But Republicans at least pretend to be against these things. But what are we going to do this September? We're going to fund every freaking one of those things that we have exposed. That is the tool that we have, is the funding. Why are we funding things we don't like? We don't have to. Well, it's because we're addicted to spending. And this doesn't do anything about the addiction at all. So let me touch on one point too here that I think is important. Is, a couple years ago, or a summer and a half ago, I suppose now, we did something where we allowed the debt limit to be increased. But as a condition of that, we said, if you do a CR that lasts past April 30th, everything's going to get cut 1%. And that, to me, seemed like at least a little tinge of fiscal responsibility was creeping in. But now I notice that this CR, instead of going 1 year and giving us time to do the 12 appropriations bills, is going to go 6 months. Now, let me tell you what's going to happen because this goes 6 months. Number one, it ends in March 28th, on March 28th. Well, the automatic cuts happen on April 30th if the CR went past that. So that is exactly why the speaker chose a 6-month CR, is so we don't have even the chance, a threat to this town. It's a threat of a 1% cut. We don't want to even, this is like T-ball. The 1% cut is on the tee and Republicans won't even swing at it. So instead, we're going to do a 6-month CR instead of a 1-year CR. That sets up another crisis next spring where we can do another pretend fight sometime around March. And that fight it'll be the same fight regardless of who wins the presidency and who's in charge of the Senate and the House. And we're basically going to get pretty much the same result. But that's 6 months from now. In the meantime, we can kick the can down the road. All of these things that we've exposed and all of these hearings are going to continue to get funded.
Yeah, he's right. The Union Party is just not going to stop. They just keep funding this, kicking the can down the road. No one cares. And he said it too. Like, they've exposed so many crimes, right? Of the weaponization of government, right. And he listed all there: the FDA, the CDC, the DOJ, and yet we're just going to fund it all. Like, it's like you said, it's theater. It's just fake fighting. WWE.
That's a really good way to sum it up.
It feels like it, right? Like, they just get up there, they have their speeches, and they fight and they scream at each other, but nothing changes.
Right, and then they go behind closed doors where the public can't see them. They shake hands, hug it out, and they just do whatever it is they do, suck each other's dicks.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Whatever happens behind closed doors.
And we're going bankrupt, and now Musk, is talking about it publicly, and it's scary. It's not a joke. I think we hit $1 trillion last week. So it took 200 years to reach $1 trillion before, and now we're doing it in every 11 months.
Fantastic.
If Trump wins, and obviously I suspect there are people with mixed feelings about whether that should happen, but we do have an opportunity to do kind of a once in a lifetime deregulation and reduction in the size of government. Because the other thing, besides the regulations, America is also going bankrupt extremely quickly, and everyone seems to be sort of whistling past the graveyard on this one. But
they're all grabbing the silverware. Everyone's stuffing their pockets in the silverware before the Titanic sinks. It's like,
well, the Defense Department budget is a very big budget. Okay, it's $1 trillion a year. DoD Intel, it's $1 trillion. And interest payments on the national debt just exceeded the Defense Department budget. They're over $1 trillion a year, just in interest, and rising. We're adding $1 trillion to our debt, which our kids and grandkids are going to have to pay somehow. Every 3 months, and then soon it's going to be every 2 months, and then every month. And then the only thing we'll be able to pay is interest. And if this is, it's just it's just like a person at scale that has racked up too much credit card debt, and this does not have a good ending. And so we have to reduce the spending.
Let me ask.
I mean, we should have never had interest on the debt anyway, right? We all know that. That wasn't in the Constitution. Who the hell's getting that interest? Yes, I know private banks just for printing the money and managing it in the system. But that's the problem. It's debt-based monetary system that from the get-go, from the first dollar created, it's debt. So you can never pay it back ever, no matter what. The system doesn't allow you to pay it back.
Right.
So it's baked into the cake, and it's nuts that we had people in 1913 just set that system up.
Yeah, it's disgusting, and now we're all stuck with it.
Yeah, we're all stuck with it, and they still shovel them. And what the guys say? They're grabbing at the silverware. Yeah, that's what it
Yeah.
seems like because they're just spending like no tomorrow, right? 60 billion here, 100 billion here, because it does look like they're just trying to get as much as they can before it collapses.
Yeah, actually, I saw. Oh shoot, the owner of Amazon. What's his name?
Bezos.
Yeah, he just bought a mansion with a underground, not bomb shelter, but like apocalypse shelter.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
It
That makes
definitely
sense.
seems like they're preparing for something big that's about to happen.
Well, you wanted me to play this one. I think we should be okay with it.
I sure hope so. We've played this on the show before, maybe a year ago. I mean, this song
It's timely.
really sticks with me. I came across my feed the other night, and I was like, "Oh, we got to play this again," because this is the working man's song.
Yeah, and it does come in timely of what we just saw with the Uniparty and what's happening with our government and the overspending and the
Absolutely.
bankruptcy and the secrecy and just everything. I think
Should we do our outro before and then play the song and then?
Oh, okay. Well, you shared with me Fellowship of the Rednecks.
Oh, yeah, actually, let's play that first. I want to end with that.
Okay,
this is great. I'm
Yeah.
starting to really come around to AI.
Me too. This is so funny. So funny. It's one of the best ones out there.
Hopefully, our listeners or viewers have seen Lord of the Rings, so they get this. But
it's genius.
Got away the trailer stand of mine, Frodo's in the mud, drinking homemade shine. Bill was on the porch telling tales all day long. Everything was quiet till the ring came along. Gandalf rode up on his mule named Joe, said the ring's trouble, we gotta hit the road. With the swamp behind and the mountains ahead, we're just good old boys doing what Gandalf said. Frodo's carrying the ring and it's dragging slow, but we're marching through the mud with a steady flow.
Oh, the song is so great too. Like, is that AI? I'm assuming that's AI.
Why'd you stop it?
Sorry. All right.
Aragorn's a tracker hunting coons at night. Gimli swinging axes, but his aim ain't right. Legolas is prepping, shooting bugs off logs. Harlan's painting toenails, yelling at the dogs. Saruman's a neighbor's always causing grief, scheming in his tower like a backwoods thief. With the swamp behind and the mountains ahead, we're just good old boys doing what Gandalf said. Frodo's carrying the ring and it's dragging slow, but we're marching through the mud with a steady flow. Frodo's feeling rough.
Whoa, what's happening?
That ring's getting mean. Sam's frying up catfish, keeping Frodo lean. Boromir's all tangled, lost in the dark. Galadriel's telling fortunes in the back of her yard. Gollum's that we're cousin we don't bring to town, but he's family, so we keep him around. With the swamp behind and the mountains ahead, we're just good old boys doing what Gandalf said. Frodo's carrying the ring and it's dragging slow, but we're marching through the mud with a steady flow.
That is so great. Perfect.
I would watch this movie, Lord of the Rings, that takes place in Florida.
Yeah.
I would absolutely watch this movie.
So the song is definitely made by AI as well, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It has to be.
Very, very, very clever.
So it's that same guy. He does like Lord of the Rings in Berlin, right? It's the same account.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, really good.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
All right, so I guess we can wrap up and then we can play this song.
Awesome. Well,
on the way out.
This has been episode
89.
89, thank you, of the Uncovering Anomalies podcast. I'm just realizing now I didn't introduce us at the beginning of the show, but hopefully you all know that is I Have a Need to Know Adam.
Yes.
And I am tomorrow Topher, as in I'll get it done tomorrow.
Procrastinating.
Yeah. Right now, Adam is going to tell us how you can find us on social media and where you can listen to us.
Yeah, you guys can hit us up on x.com, formerly Twitter, at UAP the podcast. And yeah, follow us over there. Give us any tips, anything you guys want us to cover on the show. We'll do that. We're also on all the major podcasting platforms at Uncovering Anomalies Podcast. So type that in to find us. Same with the video platforms on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey. So yeah, follow us all over there. Share our shows with your friends and family, or just share it on the social media. Give us those social signals. Also, comment and hit that notification bell if you want to see our brand new episodes. Oh, lastly, but we do have a support link under each of our shows, so we will definitely appreciate any love we get from that.
And we want to thank you all so much for listening. Go ahead, do us a favor and tell a friend about the show. We want to grab as many ears as we can. So spread our show far and wide. I was going to make a joke about an STD, but you know what? I'll let it slide.
All right, so we will reconvene next week.
Yeah, see y'all next week.
My soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. 'Cause the rich men, cause the rich men. I wish politicians would look out for minors, and not just minors on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare. God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. 'Cause the rich men, north of rich men. Working all day, overtime.